Today I want to talk about one of the most popular products in the producer community, the Akai MPK Mini. I've had this thing for about a year now. I've gotten to see the good and the bad of this MIDI controller, so I'm just going to do a quick review today, hopefully so that you can decide whether this is a good buy for you. So first off, the Akai MPK Mini here, it came out a few years ago, I believe, and it was one of the first portable MIDI controllers with all these features here, and it became very popular very quickly. But there have been some new options that have started to hit the market, and so is this thing still worth it? Does it still live up to the hype in 2019? Is this the best buy? That's the question I want to answer today. I'll go over some pros and cons, what it does, and yeah, that'll be it. First off, what does this thing do? Basically, it's a portable MIDI controller. It's got 25 MIDI keys, so that's 2 octaves of keys. Then it has 8 drum pads and then 8 mixing knobs that you can use. So first, let's go over the pros of using a MIDI controller like this. The best thing about this keyboard is its ease of use. This thing is very portable, fits in a backpack, fits in a suitcase, fits in anything small, making it easy to make music on the go or away from home or while you're traveling. So I'd say that's the number one thing about this MIDI keyboard. It works through USB plug-in, so there are no batteries. You just plug a cord into the MIDI controller here, and then that feeds into your computer. It's just plug and play. You can start using it with your DAW immediately after that. Moving on to another pro about this product is that it has a lot of cool features. By just looking at the keyboard, it's easy to see that there are a lot of different functions that it can serve. It's got the knobs, the drum pads, and the keys. There's a lot of versatility there to use, and you can do a lot of different things, experiment with a lot of different functions because it has all these features. Some other things it has, it's got a pitch knob. You can play with the pitch while you're recording. It has a built-in arpeggiator. I've never really used it because I just use the one inside my DAW, but it is cool. You can program the pads to also work as buttons. You can switch between different banks, so you can have 8 drums assigned to the pads, and then you can switch to another bank and have 8 new drums, and then you can just switch between those. These things are all velocity sensitive, so they will register how hard you're hitting the keys. Another option you have is the sustain pedal. So you can plug a sustain pedal into this and do some live recording. You can use the pedal and program that within your DAW. So that's just another thing that you can do with this MIDI controller. Clearly there's a lot packed into this thing, even for the size. So it's portable and it has a variety of functions. It's very versatile. Those are the 2 reasons why I would recommend this thing. Moving on to the cons now. The number one con with this device is that it's small. I know, I said that as a pro earlier, but that is also a con of this thing. The keys here are very small. People have complained about this, and they are right for complaining. It's difficult to play complex melodies when you just have 2 octaves, and the keys, they aren't very wide, so it's kind of difficult to play chords and melodies with these keys. Now, it's good for playing around with melodies, but if you want to record complex piano melodies, this thing is not going to do it. This thing isn't designed for depth of use. It's designed for portability and compactness. That's the only major con that I think is associated with this product. But before you decide whether this is a good buy for you, here are a couple things for you to keep in mind before buying this product. So first off is build quality. I generally don't care much about build quality. The build for this thing is okay. It's not great. You can pretty much see the circuit board through the plastic keys. So if you spill water on this thing once, it's probably going to be done for. To me, that's not really a big deal, but it's just something to keep in mind as always. Another thing is the price. Now, this thing is priced at around $80 to $100 US. Originally, this was a very, very affordable MIDI controller because there weren't a lot of other products like it. I've seen some new MIDI controllers hit the market, and they are a little bit cheaper, and they look very similar in terms of the functions. This is definitely a leading product in the market, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the best for sure. A lot of those other keyboards haven't been tried out as much. They might be worth going for because they can be anywhere up to $40 cheaper than this. In terms of budget, there are other options out there, and I don't necessarily think that this has to be the one you get. Finally, before you buy this product, remember that this is a tool. This isn't a remedy. This is a tool. I remember when I was first getting it, I thought that it would somehow magically improve my production. If you're just putting off time to experiment with music so that you can get something like this isn't gonna fix your production problem. This isn't gonna give you any new knowledge on music production. Just keep that in mind. This thing is a tool. You are the one that has to use it to its best potential. This thing is not gonna fix anything for you. It's not a solution in of itself. You have to put it into practice. For me, I loved playing around with the drum pads. It was a really inspiring way to get into production at a deeper level, but it didn't give me any new knowledge. I had to acquire that by making actual music. The tool didn't necessarily define how good the music was on its own. Finally, to conclude the video, here's who I think this product is best suited for. So first off is beginners. This is the first keyboard I ever got. It was really freeing in some ways to use an actual MIDI controller over just my laptop while clicking in notes with the mouse. So for beginners, I think this is a really good way to start, find a lot of value. Second, to more advanced producers, I think this is also a good buy if you're looking for something portable. If you want to travel and you still want to be able to use a lot of these other features, this could be a really good buy. Now, as I said, there are other options out there. There are some with just keys, just pads. Those are other options, and they're actually cheaper. So if you don't need the full array of features, then you can just go with something a little cheaper, and I don't think you'll be disappointed because you missed out on buying this. So one, this is a great product for beginners, and two, this is really good for producers looking for a more portable MIDI controller option. Anyway, that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe for more production videos. Normally we don't make reviews like this, but today was a little bit of an exception. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.